What it do, my fellow Homo sapiens? It's your boy Hadou, and today I'm coming at you with a special deck, my tournament-ready deck, my Shadoll deck. Now, before we get into my Shadoll deck build, I want to go ahead and say that I am enjoying this deck. This deck is awesome. It's very fun, very skilled. Now, if you see something in the deck you do not like and you do not understand, let me know in the comment box below. If you feel like the deck sucks, let me know in the comment box below. Back up your claim. Don't just say, oh yeah, this deck sucks. Back up your claim. Why do you believe it sucks? So this deck here, I am undefeated with this deck at my locals. I went to my locals Friday. And I went, what was it? I think we had about 50 people there, and I went undefeated. Now, there's a few theories out there, and some of the theories are the reason why I went undefeated was I got lucky. So, like, okay, out of 50-something people, I got lucky. The other theory was that no one knew how to fight against Shadolls. And the last one was it must have been a deity out there that was helping me win the tournament. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this deck. Now, this video will be quite long because I'm going to explain a few reasons and the reasons why I have certain cards in here and the reason why I do not play certain cards. I build decks not because they're good and people use certain staples that they believe is really, really good all the time. I use cards that I feel comfortable with and I feel that they're just fit my playstyle a lot better. So this deck here complements my aggressive playstyle, but it also allows me to control my opponent. So let's go ahead and hop right into this deck build. So the first thing first, I run 3 Falcon. The main reason I run 3 Falcon is when he's sent to the graveyard by the card effect, he special summons. You blow him up, guess what? He special summons. The second great thing about Falcon, he flip summons and he special summons another Shadoll out your graveyard. Not just that, he is a 2-star tuner. He opens up a lot of synchro plays, people. A lot of synchro plays. The next big monster we play is 3 Shadoll Dragon. Shadoll Dragon is awesome. Mainly, I send him to the graveyard to blow up my opponent back row. I love blowing up spell and trap cards with Shadoll Dragon. Now, every now and then, my opponent might have a monster that I just can't get over. I will set Shadoll Dragon, send it back to the hand. And the main reason, something like Beezles. A lot of people just don't know how to deal with that card. With this deck, it's really easy to get over. But if I really have a problem with something, I will set Shadoll Dragon, send it back to your hand. Thank you. We're running 3 Hedgehog. Hedgehog is very simple. He flips while he's on the field. You add a Shadoll spell or trap card to your hand. The next big thing about this card, when this card is sent to the graveyard by the card effect, you get the chance to add a Shadoll monster from your deck to your hand. Run 3 of these guys. The next big guy is Shadoll Beast. I love this guy. I'm running him only at 2. 3 is very cloggy. I wouldn't run it at 3. I've seen some people running at 3. I wouldn't recommend it. 2 is good enough. Sometimes I feel like 2 is cloggy. But the best thing about Shadoll Dragon is you send him to the graveyard, you draw a card. If he's destroyed and he's sent to the graveyard, you draw a card. Long as it's not destroyed by battle. So like they blow him up some type of way. You know, you draw a card. Good thing about this one is, if this card is flip summoned, you get to draw 2 cards and discard a card. Basically what I like to do is set Falcon, flip Falcon, go ahead and get Shadoll Beast, set them face down, next turn, flip them up. I rarely tribute summon this monster. Usually, I always special summon. The only time I truly tribute summon this monster, if I'm going to tribute summon him in attack mode and just go for game for something. It has to be something extremely crazy. We have 2 Shadoll Squillin, whatever. I'm not even going to attempt to butcher this guy's name. What I like about this one is he's an 1800 beater. When this card is flipped, you can destroy 1 monster on the field. The great thing about it is it don't have to be a face-up monster. It can just be 1 monster on the field. Not just that, if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you get to send another Shadoll from your deck to your graveyard, so you get that extra help. I only have them at 2. I had them at 3 at first. I bumped them down to 2. I didn't need that much support from them. Now that's it for our Shadoll monsters. So for our support monsters, we're running 3 Curry Bandit. Curry Bandit says at the end phase, you tribute him to the graveyard, mill 5 cards from the top of your deck, and you add 1 spell or trap card. This card right here allowed me to come back so many times in the tournament. It was crazy. If I didn't have Curry Bandit in the deck, I would have lost a lot of rounds. It was one round, literally, that I had nothing. I popped Curry Bandit and sent everything. I just had the nuts. It was all Shadoll cards. And I just went off. I plus so much with this. It's rare. It's extremely rare. I will mill bad with Curry Bandit. It's not a blind mill. It's very rare. It's maybe 2 times out of playing this deck so far, I milled bad with Curry Bandit. 2 times at max. Curry Bandit put in work. The only thing is, if they Baylor him or break 2 skill him, you're pretty much struck with him. But I summon Curry Bandit to get ahead. Usually, I try to summon Curry Bandit when I have, maybe 2 or 3 cards in hand. I don't usually use him when I have about 4 or 5 cards because it kind of defeats the purpose. You don't want to end your turn with 7 cards in your hand and you have to discard a card at the end phase. That's one thing I know about Curry Bandit. I'll have maybe 4 cards in hand. I'll use them. Then I'll end up having 7 cards at the end phase and I have to discard a card that's really, really good and I don't want to. Gotta play Curry Bandit responsible because you will deck yourself out. The next, 3 Rainbow Kuriboh. Well, first thing first, he's a light. Rainbow Kuriboh puts in work, people. Puts in work. I mill him with Curry Bandit. Guess what? He special summons himself when the opponent tries to attack directly. Not just that, when your opponent tries to attack, I special summon, I send him from my hand to equip it to your monster, and your monster can attack. The main reason I got Curry Bandit in the deck is to protect mid-rash, also known as Winda. And not just that, just to protect my life points. I like to play safe. And this right here is really, really good. I've seen some people playing, what is he? You send to the graveyard to end the battle phase. That's all nice and dandy. However, it's not a light monster. Curry Bandit puts in work, ladies and gentlemen. I can use him for BLS. I can use him for just so many different materials. I like him. A lot of people like, oh yeah, I'm going to destroy your window. Okay, guess what? Rainbow Kuriboh, buddy. Matter of fact, Saturday, when I went undefeated, I had Curry Bandit on the field. I had none of these. Literally none of these. I had, I think, about 1,000 life points. I popped Curry Bandit, and I sent 2 Rainbow Kuribohs and a whole bunch of Shadoll monsters. And for that reason, I was able to win. Because I sent a Falcon. Falcon was able to special summon itself. And when they got rid of my Falcon, and they got rid of the other monster, my Falcon special summon, he went to attack for game, and guess what? Rainbow Kuriboh came back and saved me. So good, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, another VIP of the deck, 3 Effect Baylors. It's really nothing else to say about this card. It's just too good. First thing first, it's a tuner. I have yet to use Effect Baylor for a tuner. I have yet to use that. Effect Baylor does one great thing, negating your opponent's effects. Your opponent tries to do something, Effect Baylor. Let me know when you in your main phase, because guess what? Before your opponent, remember this, ladies and gentlemen, before your opponent can go in their battle phase, y'all both have to agree to leave main phase 1. Effect Baylor. Hands down. I don't play games. I don't care for your monster effects. I want to control the duel. This deck is for me to control the duel. I control how my opponent plays. Yes. Then the last monster of the deck, BLS. BLS, he got me 1 game. Now, I will admit, he's a great card. However, I do side him out sometimes. And the main reason is, he's not a bad card. I love BLS in this deck. It's just, when I'm going against certain decks, I have to side in certain cards. And he's just easier to side out. But BLS is really great. I mean, I dropped him. He won me 1 game. The guy had a nice setup. Guess what? I top decked BLS. I had misplayed a lot. I didn't have any cards in my hand. And that's the reason of me misplaying. That's why I didn't have cards in my hand. And I ripped into a BLS, and I was like, oh, what a rip. Banish, summon BLS. Good game. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and talk about the spell cards. We're going to run 3 Shadoll fusions. It's no reason why you're playing Shadolls and you're not running 3 Shadoll fusions. This card right here put your opponent on bitch status. What do I mean? It makes your opponent scared to use an extra deck monster. It's amazing. When people know you're playing Shadolls, they do everything in their power not to use extra deck monster. And why? Well, Shadoll fusion allows you to use your materials from your deck for a fusion, instead of using your materials from your hand or your side of the field when they have an extra deck monster. So good, baby! AU Plus and Shadolls get their effect. One thing I noticed, Shadolls do not miss timing. And I think that was a big argument at our locals about Shadolls and their timing. A lot of people were like, oh my god, they missed timing. And we had to keep calling refs over and over and over. So this right here is just such a great card. Now, this tech right here is my own personal tech. I'm playing 2 Ulti Wonder Ones. And people's asking yourself, why would you play that? You could play something else besides Wonder One. I love Wonder One. Let's go ahead and explain why. First thing first, all your Shadoll monsters that's in the deck are spellcasters. Not just that, Winda is a spellcaster. Winda is only 2200 attack. People can attack over Winda like it's nothing. Guess what? Wonder One, buddy. Wonder One. We got a 32 beat on the field. She is now a serious problem. Now, I will admit, when it comes down to siding out, when I don't need that draw power, I do side my Wonder Ones out. They're very easy to side out. Very simple, very easy. But Wonder One is just too good not to play in the deck. Wonder One actually got me some really good wins. And the main reason is I summoned Winda. The guy had monster that was big enough to attack over her. However, I had 2 Wonder Ones equipped to her. So he couldn't do it. So they couldn't destroy Winda, and they couldn't attack over. So the only thing they could do was attempt to blow up Wonder Ones. And usually, when they need to blow up something, you need a monster to special summon to blow things up. There's not a lot of monsters that can be normal summoned and blow stuff up, like maybe Breaker, the Magical Warrior. And we're running 2 Dark World Dealings. Basically, you draw a card, discard a card. Guess what? You're discarding a Shadoll monster. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And getting the effect. Now, at first, I actually took it out. And when I went to the tournament, I actually main decked this card because I just wanted the draw power. It's draw power. And you gaining the effects. I mean, you can't go wrong with this card. Now, it's very easy for this card to side out. That's one thing I will say. When it comes down to siding out, and I don't need to draw power, I will side these out. Now, the only downfall about this card is your opponent's playing Shadolls too, because I had some mirror matches. This is not a great card to play, because you don't want your opponent plussing also off your own cards. And the VIP of the deck, the card that really allowed me to win the most games, is Super Poly. Oh my god, this card is too good. Now, I will admit, there was quite a few arguments over Super Poly main deck. A lot of people say, you know what, that's bad. And I say, why is it bad to have Super Poly main deck? And I went against other Shadoll players that said Super Poly main deck is just bad. And they got raped. I mean, Super Poly is such a great card. It's an offensive and defensive card. So let me go ahead and explain. Okay, first thing first. If your opponent has light or dark monsters, those is going to be materials for your fusions. Most people has an extra deck. And in those extra decks, they have either a Sector Knight or some light or dark monster. You're going to be able to use that as materials. This does not target. Your opponent cannot negate Super Poly. They cannot respond to Super Poly. They can only do is watch their monsters go away. Not just that, if you attack and your opponent plays something like Dark Hole or Dimension in Prison or something of that nature to banish your monster, you can use Super Poly to suck up your own monsters, send your monster to the graveyard, get another fusion, and go off once again. Not just that, I use Super Poly for TKOs. So if I look at your life points and I see that you're under 5,000, I know I got game if I got a light monster and a dark monster on the field. Because I'm going to attack, Super Poly, buddy, and go in for game. You know, Super Poly is one of this card right here is just nasty. People was like, oh my god, they're going to ban this card. I mean, this card is just too good in Shadoll main deck. Now, I will admit, there was like one deck where someone was playing Scraps. They had all Earth monsters, and Super Poly really was not that useful, but I did end up using Super Poly on my own monsters. Now, some people say, you know what, you minus too much with Super Poly, but you're playing Shadolls. Shadolls you plus all the time. So it's no reason why you shouldn't be playing Super Poly. Okay, I have to lose a card, but it's alright because I'm going to plus over it. That's one thing I tell my opponents. No matter what you do, I'm plussing. Thank you. Now, I don't play Dark Hole in this deck because I just don't see the use for it. 3 Shadoll cores. Now, originally the name was Shadoll Roots. Why play 3? Let me explain. First thing first, this can be used for any attribute. Second thing, it has a butt on it. 1950. 1950, ladies and gentlemen. That's a big butt. That is a black girl's butt. 1950. Look at that. That is big defense. You'd be amazed. They'd be like, attack? Oh, guess what? Special Shadoll core in the fence. Okay, attack over. You know he's 1950, right? Not just that, he is a spellcaster. Guess what? Wonder-Wand works on it. Not just that, he's a 9-star. I use him for synchros. Oh my god, he is just too good. Now, this is where the controversy comes in with this deck. I do not play Shadow games in my Shadoll deck. The other Shadoll players play Shadow games. The reason why I play Core instead of Shadow games is Shadow games, I feel that is a more of a setup play. It allows, you need to set that card, you need to wait a turn, you know, you need to have a Shadoll monster down. Yes, you get to send one from your deck to the graveyard and you can flip and you can go off. Don't get me wrong, that is nice. I respect that. I don't think Shadow games is bad. It's not for me. Because I like Core much, much more. Because I will special summon Core and I'll take your monster. It just doesn't matter. Core is just too good. It's too good. And I just don't like Shadow games. I will admit. I think Shadow games is a great card. And when I had some of my mirror matches, people were playing Shadow games. And I'm like, okay, why you're not going off? Like, why am I winning this? You know? And I think it's more of me just knowing this deck and enjoying this deck. Now, here's another great card that puts in work. Breakthrough skills. One thing I said earlier, this deck, I want to control my opponent. I don't want my opponents doing anything. I don't want them to be special summoning. I don't want them to have monster effects. I don't want them to have back row. You want to manipulate your opponents any way possible. I negate any effects they have. Not just that, on my turn, I can banish it out the graveyard. You know, they go for cards, monsters that negate monster effects in the graveyard. I do not care. Because when you activate that, I go for breakthrough skill. And on my turn, when you activate that, I go for breakthrough skill. I do not care. I have 3 effect Baylors, 3 breakthrough skills. And I can use these twice. 1 on the field, 1 in the graveyard. So altogether, I have 9 different cards that I can use to negate your monster effects. And that right there pisses your opponent off. That right there makes your opponent salty. Because they can't do nothing. And finally, 2 Call of the Hunteds. Because guess what? I call out, like, your MS team, I call a Hunted. I'll chain call a Hunted. Summon Beast. Beast goes sent to the graveyard. I draw a card. Your MST call on a Hunted. I'll chain call a Hunted. Go for Winda. And Winda stays on the field. Now, I don't play Warning. Everybody else says, oh man, Warning is great. Yes, I do feel like Warning can help you win the game. But I think there's other cards out there that's better than Warning. I do not believe in paying 2,000 life points. People play Warning on me, and I'm like, okay, I summon Falcon. You play Warning. Guess what? Falcon was destroyed and sent to the graveyard by a card effect. He special summons back. You made a mistake. Why are you paying 2,000 life points? To me personally, it's not that serious. But I think it's more what people think they like a little bit more. But I'd rather play Call of the Hunted. I do not like Warning. I never played Warning in any of my decks. And that's the reason. Sorry about that glitch. So, we're running the VIP of the deck. 3 windows. Yes! 3 windows. I know a lot of other Shadoll players are only running 2. Me, I run 3. The main reason is Winda is easy to get over. She might not be able to be destroyed by your opponent card effects, but she is only 2,200 attack, and there's a lot of monsters that can attack over her. That's the reason why I play 1-1. That's the reason why I play Rainbow Kuriboh, to protect her, to make sure she can have all the life points possible, all the attack points possible. Now, don't forget that you can destroy your own Winda. Don't be like me and Black Rose the field and destroy your own Winda. But I still won that match. But still, this card can only be destroyed, cannot be destroyed by your opponent card effect, but can be destroyed by your own card effects. But Winda is the VIP of this deck because she makes it where you and your opponent can only special summon once. Now, she doesn't count herself as special summoning, so make sure you understand that. When you special summon her, then y'all can only special summon once. The next is 3 Ulti Construct. Construct gets the bitches. Yes. Construct is this good. She's awesome. When she special summons, she sends one Shadoll card from your deck to the graveyard. Not just that, if she attacks a special summon monster, she's a catastrophe. She destroys it instantly. Yes. Now, one cool thing about Construct and Winda is when they're sent to the graveyard, they add a Shadoll spell or trap card from your graveyard back to your hand. It doesn't matter. Just a regular Shadoll spell or trap card. Yes. Guess what? I'm going for Shadoll Fusion, and I'm going for Shadoll Core. Now, one cool thing about her is if I have Falcon face down, I will flip Falcon, special summon Construct face down, and flip her back on my turn. She's 2,500 defense, so she got a nice little butt on her. And not just that, I mean, she's just really, really powerful, and she's a light monster. So, like, for people who's playing things like Nova Knights and Battery Man, guess what? I'm sucking them up. Let's go. Super Poly, suck them up, buddy. And we're going for one and only Construct. That's right. You playing Dark Monsters? Well, guess what? Super Poly, we're going to suck them up. Guess what? We're going for Shadoll Winda. That's what those Super Polys is in there for, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have 2 Star Eaters. Oh my goodness. You'll be amazed how many times I make this guy. Star Eater goes in. When he special summons, your opponent cannot negate the summon. And when it attacks, it is unaffected by card effects until the damage step. Yes, Star Eater puts in work. 3,200 attack, 2,800 defense. You gonna book my Star Eater? Okay, guess what? You better have a monster to kill it. We have 2 Leos. Now, I will admit, I will make Leo, I will trim Leo down to 1. I'm just looking for another monster that I'm going to add into my extra deck. But basically what this card is a 3,100 beater, and your opponent cannot target this card until your second main phase. So they can only target it on your second main phase. So usually I get this out if they have like D-Prisons and things that really target monsters. I usually go for Leo. Very easy to get out. Beezles gets the bitches. Basically, can't be destroyed by card effects. He takes battle damage. Guess what? He gains it. 3,000 attack, 3,000 defense. I haven't went for Beezles as often as I did on Dead Pro. In real life, I really don't go for them for a simple reason. On Dead Pro, I was actually playing Chaos Sorcerer. In real life, I'm not playing Chaos Sorcerer, so it actually takes me 3 other monsters to make Beezles. So Falcon and 2 other monsters. We have Almighties. Oh my god. This card right here puts in work. Like, I didn't know how good this card was until someone was talking about it. And I was like, hold on, I think I got this in my book. And I pulled it out and I tried it. You know, people playing that Battery Man. And every time you destroy a Battery Man, it had some crazy effect. And not just that, their Battery Man deck didn't have like a lot of cards to stop my attacks. So I will summon Almighty's attack, destroy your Battery Man, has no effect. You cannot activate card effects until the end of damage step. Card is great, ladies and gentlemen. Great. Goyo Guardian. It should be no reason why you're playing Shaddolls and not playing Goyo Guardian. He is off the ban list, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get him in. He puts in work. Black Rose Dragon. Black Rose Dragon, he's good for one thing and one thing only. Blowing up the field. That's right. If I have an issue, I'm blowing up the field. And blew up my window doing it in last tournament, but it's okay. I still won that match. And one Goyo Giga Cowboy. Now I will admit that I'm taking this out for a 101. I actually sold my 101 so I can buy those boxes so I can pull my Shadoll stuff. And I haven't went for Cowboy at all. I mean, 101 would be so much better. And I heard 101 is actually getting reprinted, so I will be kicking him to the curve. Now, let's go for the side deck. Now, for my side deck, I don't make a side deck on what the meta is. I make the side deck on what my weakness is. I make a side deck on what I feel that will hurt me personally. So, first thing first, 3 World Decrees. If you're playing a lot of traps that's just really, really irritating, and are you playing something like Glad Beast, I'm going to play World Decrees, because guess what? I'm going to lock up your back row. You playing trap tricks, you playing hands, lock up your back row. I don't have time for that. Guess what? One match, I actually almost lost. I mean, I went undefeated, but I almost lost one match. I had 2 cards left. One was a World Decree. I didn't know what the other one was. I was waiting on the World Decree, and the main reason was I was scared to attack because I didn't want him to banish my monsters. So I was really scared. I ripped into a card. It wasn't a World Decree, and I was like, damn. So I attacked. He banished one of my Shadoll monster, attacked another one. He bounced it back to my hand. So I just called it 100 and was able to attack for game and only had 2 cards left. But World Decree really puts in work because the first time I played against his hat deck and I had to side, I flipped that World Decree and it was just instantly game over. He couldn't do anything. 3 Appearing Iron Walls. Yes. Appearing Iron Walls, get the bitches. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Appearing Iron Wall says no remove from play. So usually when I side in Appearing Iron Walls, I take out BLS, and sometimes I might actually take out like one big true skill. For the main reason, I can't banish anything. I don't want my opponent banishing anything. I hate banishing stuff when it comes down to my Shaddolls. I don't want my opponents to be able to bottomless trap hold my Shaddolls. I don't want them to deprison my trap my Shaddolls. So these are here. So usually, if I have this, I'll probably have like a World Decree face down just in case. You summon Banisher, guess what? You can't banish nothing, buddy. 3 MSTs, and mainly it is to basically destroy spell and trap card. I actually didn't have to use this yet. It's actually dead in my my side deck, but I'm keeping it there just in case I actually go against a deck that I really might need to side in MSTs. You never know. Majesty Fiend puts in work also. Majesty Fiend is great. It says no effects nowhere when it comes down to monster effects. Though Battery Man, I will admit, with the new Battery Man, a lot of people's playing them, and I had to go for Majesty Fiend because I got tired of all those effects. Summon that puppy on the field, attack, attack, attack. Usually, Battery Man don't have a lot of cards like Deprison and Mirror Forge. They usually have all their cards to support their Battery Man. So Majesty Fiend puts in work. Now, I know I won't get any of my effects, but I don't care. I'm winning. I'm winning, buddy. One more Super Poly for people who's playing things like Battery Man or let's say Nova Knights or just like Dark Worlds or something. If you playing a strict light deck or dark deck, I'm putting another Super Poly in because I'm sucking it up. You playing Shadoll too? Another mirror match? Well, guess what? I have 3 Super Polys just for you, buddy. I'm using none of my materials, all your materials. Yes, let that salt run through you. Then the last Pokemon and 2 safe zones. Now, I will say I'm taking out this Book of Moon, and I'm taking out the safe zones to add in Secret Village of the Spellcasters. I'm actually adding 3 Secret Villages of Spellcasters. I sighted in Book of Moon one time, didn't use it, and I sighted in 2 safe zones, never actually pulled it. I had these in the save window, however, I never actually had to use it. So in reality, these cards is really just dead in my side deck. So they're definitely coming out because I really feel like the Secret Village of the Spellcasters is going to do so much. Basically, what Secret Village does is, as long as you control a Spellcaster monster, your opponent, and they don't control a Spellcaster monster, your opponent cannot play spell cards. And since I have Word of Decrees, I will be locking down these spell and trap cards for them. So they won't be able to play spell and trap cards. All they could rely on is their monster effects. And guess what? I'm not going to allow you to do pretty much anything. So basically, this is the deck. This is my deck profile. This deck is awesome. If you build this and you have a similar environment, you should get a similar outcome in winning with this deck. I love it. It's just too good. It's powerful. It has everything I need to win in a very aggressive tournament. I will be going to regionals with this deck. I don't see me changing it at all except these 3 cards out of my side deck. Now, once again, if you disapprove of some of the cards in the deck and you feel like it is bad, please back up your claim in the comment box below. And I want to say thank you to all the people out there who gave me so much feedback on the original Shadoll deck I had on Dead Pro. Told me to take out the Light Swarms. Light Swarms wasn't good. I took out the Light Swarms, and he was right. Light Swarms was horrible. I remember y'all told me to add in Curry Bandits. Curry Bandits put in there. Curry Bandits put in work, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Thank you, because without y'all support, I probably wouldn't be undefeated 2 days in a row at 2 different locals. It's not like I went to one locals and just beat everyone there. This is 2 totally different locals that I have been to. So once again, my fellow Homo sapiens, thank you. Now, once again, please subscribe, rate, and comment. It really helps my channel. Thanks for watching. John Ed.